Hello children, hope you all went through the previous videos that I've shared. So today we are moving on to the third unit, The Little Girl, a short story written by Catherine Mansfield. So this is a story about a little girl named Kezia. And in this story, we'll be discussing about the relationship between parents and children. Okay, so you all are children and you know the relationship between relationship that you are keeping with your parents, right? And children have normally natural, they'll be having natural attachment with their parents. Children always desire to receive their love and affection. Okay, the rude behavior of parents only develop a deep sense of separation among the children. And even if our parents are rude, they still have only one desire. They want to make us successful. Okay, and they will work very hard to make their children happy also. And we can say that for the smooth running of a successful life in a family, we need interpersonal relationship between parents and their children. It is very necessary. And for the better relationship, the first and foremost factor is mutual interaction and regular communication among the members of a family. Because only through communication we can understand each other's aspirations, expectations, desires, strength and weakness, everything in a better way. Okay, so here, this short story, we can say that it is based on the young life of Catherine Mansfield. So here the little girl named Kezia, she's a main character of this story. She's the protagonist of this story. And her father is a very successful businessman. But for the little girl, he is a figure to be feared and avoided. Okay. So this chapter will be dealing about the relationship or the attachment that Kezia kept with her father, or vice versa. Okay, things will be getting changed at the end of the story. Some changes will happen, so we can go through that also. So I told you the story is written by Catherine Mansfield. You can see some details about Catherine Mansfield in this page. Catherine Mansfield is a pen name of Kathleen Mansfield Murray. Okay, she is a writer from New Zealand. Okay, at the age of 19, Mansfield left New Zealand and settled in UK. There she became a friend of many modern writers also. Okay, then we can say about Mansfield, like she died in the age of 34. In a very young age she got died, and she was a prolific writer in the final years of her life also, and much of her work remained unpublished till her death. Some of her works are mentioned here. You can go through that in this page. Okay, so let's move on to the chapter. So before getting into the chapter, you can keep your textbook along with you. In that textbook, you will be having some meanings given also for some words, for some phrases. Meanings are there in your textbook. Okay, you can keep your textbook with you. And before reading, we have some question here. Do you feel you know your parents better now than when you were much younger? Obviously, yes, right? Do you know your parents well? Yes, I think. Most probably, we all the children will know their parents, but they can foretell like when they'll get annoyed, when they'll be expressing their love, their happiness, everything. Will be very much what we can understand all the feelings, all the expressions that will be shared by our parents, right? Because we can say that then when we compare to the olden days, nowadays parents are giving more freedom for their children. Okay, in the communication between parents and children, we'll be feeling much freedom. They are mingling very freely with their children, and most of the children will be having their parents as their best friends also. Okay, so that's why I told you, for the smooth running of a family, the communication is very necessary, right? So let's move on to the chapter, the first paragraph. To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared and avoided. Every morning before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with "Goodbye, father." And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter down the long road. In the evening, when he came home, she stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall, "Bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? Mother, go and see if my paper's out there. And bring me my slippers." So that was the first paragraph. So in the first paragraph itself, we can understand the fear that, that had by Kezia to her father, isn't it? So it is said that every morning before going to the job, Kezia's father gives her a casual kiss to the little girl, and she'll respond with by saying "Goodbye, father." So it was just casual only. Okay, and Kezia cannot understand the love or affection shared by her father. Okay, it is not the fault of Kezia. We cannot say like that, but maybe the father don't know how to express his love towards his daughter. Maybe that's why. So the word meaning of fainter and fainter, meaning of fainter and fainter was to lessen or to reduce. And you have given the meaning for a figure to be feared, means a person to be feared. Okay. So here you can see the word carriage. Carriage can be given a meaning as a car, but this story happened long years back. So in olden times, carriages like horse carts were the means of conveyance. So maybe Kezia's father also used horse carts to travel. Okay. So here the writer says that when Kezia heard that her father's carriage was going away from home, that he was leaving home, the sound of the carriage will become reduced. At that time, Kezia would have a sense of relaxation. She'll feel relieved that her father had left home, only because she was afraid of him. Okay, and in the evenings, he'll return back, and it is said that he'll return back with a loud voice, and that loud voice will again make Kezia afraid. Okay, and by the time he returned home, he would start ordering all different things. He would order that tea be served to him in the drawing room. He wanted the newspaper. Then he would ask his mother to go and see if the newspaper was there outside the house. And then he would ask her to get him his slippers also. Okay. So by the time he reached home, he'll order for so many things. That's it. So your second paragraph is here. Kezia, mother would call to her, "If you are a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boots." Slowly the girl would slip down the stairs, more slowly still across the hall, and push open the drawing room door. By that time he had his spectacles on and looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying to the little girl. "Well, Kezia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today?" "I don't know, father." "You don't know. If you stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor." So that was the second paragraph. And here you have the meaning in your textbook for slip down. Slip down is come down quietly and unwillingly. Okay. So word meaning of stutter is stammer. Stammering means to speak with pauses. Okay. So by the time the father ordering for so many things, Kezia's mother will call Kezia and ask her to remove father's boots. And what the mother will do to make her obey, her mother will say that if she was a good girl, then surely she would obey her command. That is what her mother used to say. Okay, so again we can say we can see Kezia's fear for her father. Only because of that, she will come very quietly and slowly towards him. Okay, she did not want to face her father. Okay, so when she is approaching to her father will be sitting in the drawing room on a sofa, and he'll be wearing his spectacles also, and he'll be looking at Kezia over the spectacles. Just imagine the scene, and the way of looking will make her terrified also. Okay, she'll feel like her father is staring at her for making something wrong. Okay, and we can see that Kezia is very reluctant in her work. She'll be doing a slow motion work. Okay, at that time her father will tell her to hurry up and to remove her boots and keep them out of the room. And again he'll be asking her if she had been a good girl that day also. So her answer is just that is very notable. She'll be answering like she don't know, but the way of expressing that answer is like she'll be stammering while she is giving answer to her father. Okay, we know that a person will stammer because whenever that person is not at all confident. Okay, otherwise that person will be having some kind of fear. Only at that time that person will be stammering. Okay, so it's a kind of a problem for some people. Okay, so when she answered like that, her father also tries to imitate her, or he is also copying her, and he also stammers like she did. And he says that if she is stammering like that, then her mother would have to take her to the doctor for a checkup also. Okay, so that is what her father says. So third paragraph goes like this: she never started with other people, had quite given it up, but only with father, because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. What's the matter? What are you looking so rushed about? Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. He was so big, his hands and his neck, especially his mouth, when he yawned. Thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. Okay, the meaning of wretched is given here. Meaning of wretched is unhappy, and on the brink of suicide means about to commit suicide. Then you can note down the meaning for given it up. Given it up means stop doing it. Then trying so hard means making a lot of efforts. Okay, so we can say that here the writer tells us that Kezia never stammered while she spoke to other people. Okay, so she'll stammer only when she talks with her father. That is because she is afraid of her father. So whenever she started speaking with her father, she feels lack of confidence. Okay, so then she will be finding difficulty to speak, and then she'll start stammering also. Okay, so now Kezia's father is looking at her, and he feels that something is wrong with her, and so he's inquiring why she is so unhappy. Why are you so unrest? Okay, then Kezia's father calls his mother, that is Kezia's grandmother, and is telling Kezia's grandmother to teach Kezia to behave in a better way. Okay, and she should not appear as if she is so unhappy. like as if she is about to end her life. Okay, so he want her mother, his mother, not her mother. Kezia's father is asking his mother, that is Kezia's grandmother, to teach her to behave in a very happy way. Okay, so he wants to say that Kezia seems to be so unhappy with her life that she did not want to live any longer. Then he hands her his handcuff and asks her to place it back on the table. Okay, and here this is a feeling, uh, and this is a vision that Kezia has for her father. Like uh, she feels that her father was so big. He was just like a giant. The writer says that Kezia felt that her father's hand and his neck and his mouth were all so huge, especially when he yawned. Okay, it seemed as if he was a huge monster. Okay. Whenever Kezia think about her father, she was thinking about a giant. Okay, maybe because only because that she is afraid of her father. She don't want to approach her father for anything. She don't want to face his father. Okay, that's it. So here you can have a picture of Kezia, her father, her mother. So this is a picture given in your textbook itself, and this is the way when she uh, uh, approaches her parents to have a communication with them. Okay, we can have uh, references about this picture in the next paragraph. Moving on to the fourth paragraph. On Sunday afternoons, grandmother sent her around to the drawing room to have a nice talk with father and mother. But the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa, his handkerchief on his face, his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. She sat on a stool, gravely watched him until he woke and stretched, and asked the time, then looked at her. Don't stare so, Kezia. You look like a little brown owl. One day, when she was kept indoors with a cold, her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him a pincushion for a gift of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. So, here you can have some meanings also. Snoring means the sound produced by some people when they are asleep. Then, gravely means seriously. Okay, so every Sunday is the holiday for them, maybe. So every Sunday during afternoon, Kezia's grandmother will send Kezia downstairs to the drawing room. Okay, in order to spend time with her parents. And grandmother will be thinking like, then Kezia will be behaving in a nice way and in a decent way in front of her parents, and they had a formal get together. That is what his grandmother is thinking. Okay, but and the picture also that in your textbook like shows you that Kezia felt a bit neglected. Okay, when she went to her parents to meet them in the drawing room, what with the desire to have a nice talk with them, they'll be busy with their own works. Okay, her mother will be reading a book and her father will be sleeping and snoring. Okay, so whenever Kezia think about their parents, her parents, she'll be having this image about them in her mind. They didn't had time to talk with her. They didn't spend time with her. Okay, in spite of all these things, they were very busy with their own matters. They never find time to spend with her. It shouldn't be like that. All the children will be yearning for their parents. They will think like uh, their parents will be spending more time. nowadays in this lockdown period, you people will be having more time to spend with your parents, and your parents also will be getting many time to spend with you, to play with you, to have nice talks with you. They'll be preparing good food for you, right? So it's a time for you now to enjoy with your parents. Okay, so here whenever she approached her father, he'll be sleeping. So what Kezia doing is, she would just sit on a stool, and she'll watch him carefully till the time he would wake up by stretching his body, and then uh, he would ask the time and look at her. Then Kezia's father is comparing Kezia with a brown owl, with a little brown owl. He would often say that Kezia was staring at him just like an owl does. Okay. So then it is said that one day, then Kezia was not well. She was having a cold. So she is staying at home itself. At that time, her grandmother tell her that her father's birthday is approaching, and she can prepare a birthday gift for her father also. And grandmother asked Kezia to make a pin cushion for him, and she also gave her a yellow colored fabric of silk to make the cushion. Okay, so things will be getting changed from this instance. It will make some changes. Kezia will be feeling some kind of discomfort with this issue, or with this with this birthday gift. Okay, so let's continue the rest of the story in the next video. So I need you all to read till this paragraph. Okay, read it for just 4 or 5 times. Go through all the sentences. Okay, so the rest we'll be discussing in the next video. Thank you.